Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the vlogger, downloader, film buff, house buff man, house owner man, everything that you want under the sun. It is Mr. Ben Chizvidz himself. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, very good. Half day tomorrow, so actually, I should open this.
Yeah, open. What we got? What we having?
Peanut butter milk stout, which I got in Home Bargains of all places.
Sometimes they have random, like Adam told me yesterday on the podcast that they have Duff beer in Lidl.
Apparently. Do they? That's awesome. I'm gonna have to look for that.
So yeah,
I bet it tastes like shit, but you know.
He said he bought a can, which sounds like an alcoholic thing to do. If they come in packs of 4, but apparently he just bought one, and he said it's all right. So you might want to give it a go. Oh, look at that! That is Halloween. It
smells
themed.
Pretty good, actually.
So black.
Whoa, that is very peanut buttery. I love peanut butter stouts as well.
I will say
it's the only Americanized one I could see in the fridge.
Ah.
You know when you had your beers at Hobgoblin,
yeah,
which is perfect Halloweeny. I was like, oh crap, I had a Halloween one, but I drank it.
This gold one, it's actually it's really nice. Actually, it's very very golden. It looks like wee wee.
Yeah,
but it's really nice. Actually, it's quite nice.
But I had a pumpkin spiced ale the other day. I should have saved it for this, but I didn't know we were doing this till yesterday.
No, we were like literally. I just I messaged Ben. I was like, "Come on, man, come on and talk about some horror movies with me. I know that you love it."
I'm ill prepared, so apologies if I'm a bit also very tired. I've got a really bad knee, and it's waking me up in the middle of the night.
That's getting old, mate. I've got 2 bad knees. So join the club.
I think I overdid it at download and Bloodstock with the jumping. Yeah,
you've done a lot of angry running and a lot of just like jumping at download. That's why.
Yeah, I think it started at download, got worse at Bloodstock, and now I'm waking up in agony. But of all things, I found this. I watched all these videos on YouTube on how to help knee pain, and all of them. You know, you look at some of them, you're like, yeah, whatever, mate. And I found one, and he says like you should press on your the tendon, right? And I did it last night, and it was like instant relief. I couldn't believe it worked. I was like, oh god.
I'm gonna have to try that, dude, because I got 2 bad knees.
It does come
football.
back, but it does relieve it, and it's definitely not as painful. Right? Maybe I just got a slight tendon issue, and because I'm constantly still jumping around like an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I even jump off the CNC machine at work because I'm rushing around and stuff. So
yeah, this is time to stop doing those things. Yeah.
I've got to learn that, you know, I'm getting old. Speaking of old, horror films.
Horror movies.
I'm not very good at what's the word? See, I can't even do this.
Oh, it's fine. Transitions is fine. That's my game.
Transitions, I'm not very good at transitions. So I'll just make them up.
It's fine.
Like Adam did in the film one where he just mentioned the first film straight away.
Yeah, see?
I was pissing myself laughing watching that. Listening to that, I mean.
Oh, that's Adam for you. He's not great at starting or ending, which is where I always manage to come in and be like,
the podcast is great. I love it.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I got a message from a friend today, actually, my friend Rachel, who has never listened. And she's like, oh, I listened to the Slipknot episode today. And she's like, I really loved it. So I was thrilled by that. So that was good. Oh, by the way, people, yes, I have short hair. So this is the first video I've done with short hair. Ben was also shocked. So, yes. It's
we'd
weird.
spent about 10 minutes before this
it's
just
very
complimenting his hair on how jet black it is. And I was accusing him of dyeing it. And yeah, he doesn't dye it, folks. It's just...
Hide the dye. Hide the dye.
I can see the Just for Men right in the corner there. Do you know what I tell you, the first minute, because I watch your videos like every week anyway, and it's always this background.
Yeah.
So when we first got on the call and I could see this background, I'm just going to sit back now and oh no, I'm not watching a video. We're actually talking.
You're involved. I do. All right. So first of all, let's talk about, because your DVD/Blu-ray collection is extensive. Like it is a big. Do you actually
crazy,
know
yeah.
how many you have? Have you ever
I have
counted?
no clue. I have no clue. It's around 3,000 DVDs. There's Blu-rays on the other side of the room,
Yeah, I saw that you
but
did that. It's
I've got
cool.
a hell of a lot less of those. It's just one unit. The DVDs is like 4 units, and then
Wow.
loosely all over the place. I bought 2 today on my dinner break. I bought Soul Man. Very
What on earth
do
is
you know
that?
about that film?
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's a comedy. It's very controversial. Everyone involved in it, I think, regrets it, which is why I bought it. Not because I like controversial stuff. It's just that it's a piece of history, you know. I don't necessarily agree with what they did in that film, but
Okay.
you know, it's basically a man who blackens up basically and does like soul
Right.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't do blackface
no, you can't do
now.
that.
It's
Well,
a
you couldn't do
big
it then.
no. No, I bet.
No, not at all. But I bought it just out of interest. It's not that I'm. But yeah, I just want to see it once. I'm throwing it. I don't want to keep it. But it's just a piece of history that I have to see. You know.
I think that's fine.
Just,
If it's
just this once.
yeah, no, I
Anyway,
don't see an
talk
issue with
about
that.
horror
So,
films.
yeah. Well, what I was going to say, the first question I was going to ask you is, do you remember what the first horror movie you ever watched was? Like the one that you saw as a kid, or do you have any like what were your like first recollections of like horror movies? Do you remember?
Yeah, the first one I remember hearing my stepfather and my mum watching it. I woke up in the middle of the night and I could hear like I was like, what's going on down there? Like, it got me curious. The film, by the way, was The Gate.
Oh yeah,
ever seen that?
That's a weird film. That is.
Yeah. The second one's really good as well, by the way. I actually really like the second one. But anyway,
Oh, I'd have to
yeah,
watch it.
that
I
The
like the first
Gate,
one.
and then I didn't buy sweets with my pocket money.
Okay.
I used to save it up, and I bought like a video player.
Oh, dude,
And
come on, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So I used to set the timer for horror films that were on BBC or ITV or Channel 4 at the time. I used to set the timer, record it, and watch it. Like my parents didn't give a toss anyway, so I just watch whatever I wanted. So the first thing I recorded was Peter Cushing, I think, Creeping Flesh.
Oh my
You
god,
ever seen that?
I haven't seen that, but yeah, Peter Cushing, that's like classic horror.
Yeah, 70s horrors. And BBC were playing a lot of them back then. So that, and the first like proper like modern-ish horror I saw was Psycho 3. Just happened to be on BBC One.
Wow. Okay, a random psycho movie. I like it.
Yeah. So that was my first slasher. And then I think I saw like one more slasher. Can't remember what that was now, but then I saw A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. So I didn't, because that is a male,
Yeah.
I didn't know the concept of scream queens back then.
Ah, of course.
I didn't know that every slasher, a female was the victim.
Yeah.
Because like the second or third slasher I ever saw was Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah.
Which was a male.
A guy.
So
yeah.
I never, yeah. So, and obviously being a kid as well, I didn't get all the gay, like.
Oh, there is so
tones
many, like,
It's
homosexual references
Yeah.
and meanings behind that movie. I didn't know that at the time either.
It's one of my
obviously.
favorite Nightmare on Elm Street films. I might prefer it to the third one.
No.
I know, but it was my
Sure about
first. It was my first one, and I know it has all these like weird, but it's just so different and very dark. Like I wish Freddy Krueger would have been that dark in the rest of the films as well. He is like just evil in that film.
Yeah, they
Love
kind of made him into more of a joke as the movies went on, like with his bitch comments all the time and just stuff like
bitch.
that.
It's in the Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I love that.
Have
That's
you watched
great.
the new series?
No, I haven't seen. Do you know? I don't think I even watched the last series. I'm way behind.
Oh
on Rick
really?
and Morty.
I've got that on steel Blu-ray,
Nice.
steel case Blu-ray over there.
That can't have been cheap.
Still playing. It was actually. It was on sale on Amazon for some reason. Don't know
Oh
why.
my god. I wouldn't have thought that
But,
would have been on sale so quickly.
The new voice actors that took over Justin Roiland, they're really good. Like, and you barely notice it. You can notice it in some scenes. Mr. Poopy Butthole sounds a bit different.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
stuff
Some
like that.
would, though,
Rick
wouldn't
sounds a little different in parts, but for the most part, they sound so similar. You'll forget it by episode 2. I think by next week, I just won't even notice.
they? No.
You know?
Once you start getting into it properly. Anyway, yeah, horror. So, what have you got to? Have you got some stuff to show us that we can talk about? Because I've got some like films to actually talk about as well. But if you've got some stuff to show, we can look at some of your stuff first if you want, and then I've got some stuff we can talk about.
Yeah, the pile got a bit random, and I'm looking at some of them going, why is that there? But it's not like that I wouldn't want to talk about it. It's just that I can't remember why I put it there. But, keeping with the theme of your channel, this is a video, right?
Wow.
This is called Trick or Treat.
I have heard of, and I've watched the Red Letter Media video where they watch it, and I've heard that it's awesome.
I wouldn't say it was awesome, but if you're a metalhead and you haven't seen it, and especially if you like horror, you have to see it.
Yeah.
Come on, Simon. Yeah, you have to watch it.
I know.
I put it on the projector while I was looking around for stuff. I wasn't really watching, it was on in the background, but I've seen it enough as a kid anyway. Because I don't just have it on video, I have it on a hard drive as well. But yeah, it's about this heavy metal singer. He passes away in a hotel fire or something. And this kid, Eddie, he's devastated by the death. He goes to he's got a DJ friend that works at a radio station. He goes to talk to him about stuff like this. I think it's Gene Simmons.
Yeah, I'm sure Gene Simmons and Ozzy are in it as well.
Ozzy does a weird cameo in it. He plays like this weird like satanic panic type parent.
Oh, okay,
who's just reading out lyrics. I'm outraged by these lyrics, and it was actually cool because I saw that scene last night. The second I heard Ozzy's voice, I turned my head and just watched the telly for a bit. He looks so young in it.
Yeah, he does. I've seen
He's got
the
a
clip
chubby
of it.
face.
Yeah.
Chubby face, short hair. Like, what is going on?
It's 80s Ozzy, man.
But basically, this Gene Simmons gives him this demo record, which was the last thing this guy recorded before he died, with instructions to play it on Halloween. Now, he gives it to this kid. The kid takes it home. He's getting bullied and stuff. He gets angry, goes home, puts the record on, and he notices like backmasking, you know. And basically finds out like the record is like communicating with him, tells him to go what to do to the bullies and stuff. And then he, as the film goes on, it's like, okay, he figures out that this guy is planning a satanic comeback on Halloween.
Nice.
It
sounds amazing.
It's a bit, yeah. It's as a kid, I enjoyed it more as a kid. As an adult, it's not great, but it's not bad either. It's watchable.
But worth a watch if you're a metal.
Yes, definitely give it a watch.
Yeah. It's one I've always wanted to check out.
Sorry?
It's one I've always wanted to check out. Like,
you definitely do it. Yeah, Ozzy's cameo in it, Gene Simmons. Come on, you love Gene Simmons.
I know. I
You love metal. Get on it.
I don't know why
anyone, if you can get a hold of it, I think it came out in like 1986. So just type in Trick or Treat 1986. It might be a full ripped version on YouTube. I don't.
There are
all the tales from
loads of films on YouTube. Like I watched, talking of horror, I watched the 1988 Blob the other day on YouTube.
I haven't seen that in decades.
Do you know what? It was really good. Like I was like, this film looks amazing for 1988. Like I know
I've got the 50s one on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I like the 50s one. I like it. It's bad, but it's good at the same time. But the 80s one's great.
Yeah,
it's worth a rewatch. 100%. Really, I bet on Blu-ray. I bet it looks so good on Bluray. Like a high res version of it.
I've got the 50s one, not that one. I was actually given that by somebody else.
Really?
He was a horror fan who was getting rid of some of his stuff. So.
That's awesome.
Second film is Patrick Stewart. It's called The Green Room. You ever heard of it?
I've heard of, but never seen.
It's this punk band goes to play at like a neo-Nazi bar, and they witness a murder, and they're basically trapped in this room. It's I thought it was terrifying. Like, just the thought of like this gang, like, and you got no way out of this room. They're gonna kill you, you know.
Oh, God.
And Patrick Stewart is like the owner of the bar, and yeah, he's very good in it. And yeah, so there's two films that are related to your channel that I think people should
Definitely
give
check
a go.
out. Hells yeah, man.
You should have a chance now. I don't want to
No, but I was going to say, like, because, you know, the horror falls into so many, like, sub-genres as well. And I was going to say, like, I think, first of all, we should just quickly run through the classics and just, you know, like, obviously, Halloween. Like, John Carpenter in general, I think, is just an incredible director and a great musician as well. Like, his scores.
Yeah. Oh, I love synth stuff.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? Like, a lot of people don't do that anymore, which is, they do it for sci-fi, but they don't seem to do it in horror anymore, which I think is sad, because I think it really works for horror.
It works perfect.
Yeah, but a lot of people just don't do it. But yeah, I mean, like, the first Halloween obviously is a classic. I was going to say as well, something that no one really considers to be like a horror-based movie. It's more a thriller, but I always think of it as a horror, is The Shining. But when people refer to The Shining, they refer to it more as like a thriller than a horror. But I always see it in my eyes as being a horror movie, even though not that much happens.
Stephen King doesn't like it, does he?
He hates
the film.
He hates all of the adaptations. I think there was, I can't remember which one it is. There's only a couple that he actually like says that are really good, but most of them he's like, no, don't like it, don't like it.
During his Coke days, he definitely didn't like any of them.
I think he
then he directed his own, didn't he?
He said that he liked the TV version, the TV movie version of The Shining.
Because it stayed to the book.
Yeah, better than he liked the Stanley Kubrick one, which I remember watching the TV one back in the day, but I haven't seen it for a long time.
I watched part one at a friend's house. We were going to watch all three parts, but I've still got them. I do need to watch them. And the kid in it has like buck teeth like me. So I was making jokes like calling the place the Bucktooth Hotel, and that's what I called my Wi-Fi for years. I only changed it recently from the Bucktooth Hotel.
So someone was next door, they'd be like, "Oh, who the fuck is Bucktooth Hotel?" Fucking genius.
I'm gonna go off on so many weird tangents on this.
Right. Okay. Well, this film is a film that people either love or hate, because so The Exorcist. A lot of people, like, now, I was talking to it about with my mum the other day, and she's like, "Oh, no, I won't watch that film. It's too scary." And I said, "Yeah, it's scary by 1970 standards, Mum. It's not as scary now. It's an interesting film." No, I love it. But I mean, it's just, it's so slow paced.
Yeah.
And takes so long to build up. If that was released today, I don't think people would enjoy it.
I think it's shocking. Like, first time I saw it, I was a kid and I didn't really understand it. But the second time I watched it, I was a bit older, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, everything, just the cinematography, everything in it is just.
It's a beautiful
brilliant.
looking film. The score's
it's timeless
great
as well.
Yeah. Still looks really, really good.
I'd like to see like a 4K restoration of it, which I know is available, but I haven't seen it. So.
I've got it on DVD, but I've never tried to buy it on Blu-ray or anything.
I've just seen The Exorcist Believer.
I've only heard bad things so far.
I didn't hate it, but it's not like, it's not a patch on. But I really like their version of the Halloween trilogy, except Halloween Kills. That was awful.
Yeah, Halloween Kills was not good.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was not good. Yeah.
Terrible film.
Yeah.
But I liked Halloween Ends. I know it's a controversial opinion.
Nah, I thought it was okay.
It shouldn't have been a Halloween film.
No, you could have changed that character for another character,
that was,
and it still would have worked. Yeah.
if that was a just I don't know, John the Butcher or something.
Yeah, it would have worked. Totally, I get
Yeah,
it.
amazing film. If you took the Halloween part of it, because the character work and everything was fantastic. That kid was definitely like playing like that guy from Christine. Have you seen that?
Oh God, I
John
love
Carpenter
Christine.
film.
Great film.
Just turned 40 years old. They had a screening of it on Wednesday night at Cineworld. I
Did you
know.
go?
I didn't go to see it either.
Oh, dude! Like I watched that
Yeah.
last year with Vicky, and Vicky hadn't seen it before, and she's like, "That film was amazing." I'm like, "I know, it's so good. Like it is such a great film." I was going to say
It is good,
quickly
isn't
on the Halloween films. What did you
Yeah.
think of the Rob Zombie ones?
I really liked the first one.
Yeah, me too.
Again, controversial opinion.
No, I'm
But-
with you. I thought the first one was. I don't know why it got so much
A lot
crap
of people
at the time.
thought. Yeah, a lot of people thought like, "Oh, you're killing off the mysticness of like Michael Myers." Oh, shut up! That was the other films, right? You don't have to. You know, people. For some reason, it ruins the original film. Some sequels, I don't get it. You don't have to put them in the same universe.
Yeah, I mean, why would you just remake the same film if you're going to do a film? You
Exactly,
want to make it
yeah, do
different.
it different.
Otherwise,
Like, what you do?
what's the point?
The only film that's done that frame to frame is Psycho with Vince Vaughn.
I like that version as well.
That is a frame by frame exact copy of the original, except it's in color with different actors. You know,
I liked
Good.
it. I thought it was
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
they even did the stair thing. That
yeah. I've said to people multiple times that I really
98,
like that version of that film, and it looks really nice as well.
Yeah,
It's a really nice looking film.
I like the Hitchcock one.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Psycho film?
Oh,
I might go with a second.
I was going to
personally.
say 2 is fantastic, and it was
directed by
overlooked
Tom
at the time.
Holland.
I think because the first one was such a huge, well-known hit. I think people sort of just dismissed it as if it's not going to be that great. But the second one
it's a great
in the
film.
horror community is
Yeah.
highly appreciated for being great.
Same director as Child's Play and Fright Night,
Oh, dude,
which is a
Fright Night.
fantastic film.
Not enough people know about Fright Night. That is such a great. That is one of the first horror movies I saw.
Yeah, brilliant film.
It's great.
I was an early viewer of that. Have you seen the second one?
No, never seen the second one.
Fright Night Part 2?
Good.
Not as good. I tell you what, if you do ever come down here, watch that one.
Okay, yeah, okay, that sounds good to me.
There's a bowling scene. I too far.
Don't spoil it, but I definitely want to watch it because I love that film.
It's not terrible, but you know what? I love so much crap films. Like,
It's fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
So you won't catch me saying much bad about like horror, even if it's bad. I've got a pile there. I don't know if you've seen in the last few vlogs I did. I started making a pile of all the crap horror films I'm going to throw away. So I'm watching them, throwing them away. Still staring at me now. I'm not watching any of them over Halloween.
I love that
No
you've
way.
got like just a collection of like straight to DVD horror, which is just
Oh
fantastic.
yeah. And most of them are going in the bin, but not all of them. I know I'm going to keep some of them, and some of them I'm going to regret throwing after throwing them. I'm going to think about it 6 months later and go, I shouldn't have thrown that.
Yeah,
I
but
did that.
you've only got so much room in the house, dude. You
I
can't-
know, mate. I got to. I should put them on hard drives or something.
We
It's
talked
ridiculous.
we talked briefly about Nightmare on Elm Street, and you said that the second one was one of your favourites, which is I think that's a good film as well. I love the first. I showed Vicky the first one for the first time, literally beginning of the year, and she loved it. She said that was incredible. I was like, wait, they get even more insane. Like, just wait, we'll watch some of the others.
Stylistically, the third one's the best
Yes, that's my
by
favourite.
far.
It's my favourite.
But I think that came out in '87, and horror was on a massive streak in '87.
Yeah,
So many great horrors came out in '87.
yeah,
The third one is great, but I think the second one is just a nostalgia thing. Like, if I hadn't seen that first, I doubt it'd even be my second favorite of the bunch. You know,
get you.
but
Yeah,
because I saw it first, I've got this like thing
soft
for
spot.
it.
Yeah, it's not my
Yeah.
favourite, but I do like it. I do think that it is a really good film.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
What else was we talk about? Oh yeah, you done a whole video about Evil Dead, and did you say that your favorite one was the third one? Is that what you said? Did you say?
No.
I can't remember what you said.
Evil Dead Rise is my favorite. It's the newest
Oh,
one.
that was it. Evil Dead Rise. Okay.
Before I did that video, I was like, is this recency bias? So I did watch the third one, which was my favorite before that. And I was like, no, I prefer Evil Dead Rise. I saw the original Evil Dead in the cinema last year.
Oh.
And on the big screen, right? Great film, by the way. I love it.
Amazing.
But the screaming goes on forever when you're in the cinema, and it's so loud. And it just, after like 10 minutes, oh, woman, will you just shut up? Oh my god!
Stop screaming.
It's like cutting, and it's like, and so yeah, that kind of lost her a little bit for me. So because growing up, the first one was my favorite, and then the second one was my favorite.
Yeah, for me, that's that. I love them all to like varying degrees, but I think they're all great. But I still think that the second one is just an absolute I know it's a soft reboot of the first one essentially, but I do think the way it's
banned in the UK.
The way it's done is just top notch. And Bruce Campbell, just the amount of charisma oozing out of that man every second he's on screen is just nuts.
Yeah, he's great.
He's just brilliant and everything. Oh, do you know what? What's that? Bubba Hotep is a film I getting told to watch, but I've never seen it.
Haven't you seen that?
No, I've never seen it, but everyone tells me it's really good.
He thinks he's Elvis.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Or I think he was an Elvis impersonator, and he thinks he's Elvis. He's in a home. I can't remember. I do have it. I've seen it once a long time ago. I'm looking at so many films there that I just really need a rewatch. You know what? I need another year off work.
Yeah, there's only so much time in the day when you work to actually watch films.
Or
dude.
just cram a USB into my brain and just shove them all in there, and just like I could go over them at certain times. Like,
wouldn't it be great
just
if you
I
could
can remember everything?
Wouldn't it be great if you could watch a movie in this eye and still do everything out of this eye? So
I should have got Google glasses.
You could have Evil Dead on here while you're working and just be like, oh yeah. That's good.
You could have those Google glasses. You know, I have to wear glasses anyway, so you know.
Do you know those Google glasses? Right, they came 20 years too early, because if they if they come out in like 20, 30 years time, people are gonna go crazy for them. Literally.
I reckon they'd work now. We changed so much in the last 5. What was that? 5 years ago? A bit more.
Must be longer. I don't know. 20. I want to say early 2010s ish, or mid 2010s, maybe around there somewhere.
Yeah, they'd have a better shot now, I think. But you know,
always coming up.
Okay, I'll quickly start going through this pile.
Yeah, man.
Have you seen The Invisible Man?
Absolutely fantastic. That film, I loved every second of that film. Literally, I was saying to Vicky,
great, isn't it?
You need to watch this film because it is genuinely terrifying in some moments. Like, it's like, she is unbelievable in that film at like portraying being scared of something that you can't see. It's amazing.
I looked her up the second I finished that film. I looked her up to see what other stuff she was in. Yeah, she was brilliant in that film.
Yeah, it's really good. Loved it.
So that was part of Universal Monsters reboot, wasn't it? They were going to do a bunch of them. Yeah, they did The Mummy before that, and that bombed.
Oh, was that the Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, and that's why they stopped making them, because it bombed.
Yeah, I saw they done a picture, didn't they, with everyone that's going to be in all the films, and they were going to do Jekyll and Hyde, and they were going to do, literally everything. But
so the last one is probably their best effort, and they won't make another one. But I thought, fantastic film.
What was The Mummy like? I never watched it.
I didn't. I heard it was crap.
Maybe we should though. Like, I feel bad.
I know.
I didn't watch it.
I know. I should watch it or something. I do have it now. I have it. I found it on DVD in a charity shop and I picked it up. So I do have it here. Somewhere in that mess.
Somewhere in the beast of DVDs.
I'm just looking here. I can see Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider 2 there. I forgot I even had them, for goodness sake. Have you ever seen Slugs?
No, never seen
So
Slugs.
in the 80s, Italians started like making knockoffs of like every film imaginable, like Alien, zombie movies, all that kind of stuff. Slugs isn't a rip-off version, but it's one of them where all the lip syncing stuff. They did a lot of that as well because the actors they used had such heavy accents. They had to redub their
I love
voices,
a good overdubbed a vocal part. It's amazing. Some of them are so
killer
good.
slugs. And I didn't make any notes on this. It's an Arrow Blu-ray. I love Arrow. They do some fantastic releases.
They done the well, I'm going to talk about that, but they done the Videodrome.
I've got that too.
Re-release, and boy, does that film look absolutely gorgeous. Fucking hell. We'll get to that. I've got a whole part about body horror, so we'll get to that.
Oh, do you want to go on what you've got on your list then?
No, show me some more. Show me some more stuff.
I for some reason I put Pet Sematary there. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, it's a classic.
Growing up.
Classic. Yeah. Did they? Hold on. They've remade that, or is there a series?
No, it's a prequel, and it's on Paramount. I am going to watch it soon. We really need to watch. I thought the remake. So, have you seen the remake?
No.
Have you seen Pet Sematary 2?
No, I've only seen Pet Sematary.
So, Pet Sematary 2 has Edward Furlong.
Oh, nice.
The kid from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
He was filming Terminator 2, I think, while he was between Pet Sematary 2, I think. But he's got his mother passes away on set. She's an actress, and he's left with his I think his stepfather, not 100%. And he's a policeman and abusive towards him and all that. Oh. And he dies. I can't remember how, and they bury him in the pet cemetery.
And nice.
And it's the. Did you watch the new Dexter series?
No, I've never seen Dexter.
Okay, watch Dexter.
I have been told multiple times by multiple people to watch Dexter, and believe me, it's on the list. I will get round to watching Dexter one day because I've heard from everyone how incredible Dexter is. It is.
It's a great series. 4 is just amazing. What's his name? Oh, he's in Pet Sematary. Going back to that, the remake of Pet Sematary. The guy in Third Rock from the Sun, bald guy.
Oh, John.
Yes, you're in the right ballpark.
John
Lithgow.
John Lithgow. Yep.
Yeah. So John Lithgow is in series 4. He plays a serial killer in it. He's fantastic in it. Like
he's great in everything. He's literally
like jaw-dropping performance in it. He's amazing. And but the final series and the finale not so well rated. But
isn't that the same for every series? Like
every
series,
I think
everyone's
so.
It started off really well. The first 4 seasons are great, and then it gets to like series 9, and everyone's like, "This is terrible."
I'll give everyone credit on the Game of Thrones finale. That was awful.
I've never watched Game of Thrones, but I've only heard it just got progressively worse.
How can they mess that up so badly? It's like they were trying to kill it.
Well,
anyway,
it's because they had the Lost thing, which is the guys who done Lost and the guys that done Game of Thrones never had any anticipation of these going longer than 2 or 3 seasons. So once they got once they got ready to do the other seasons, they're literally like, we have no idea what to do now. Like, we just have to write it how we think it's going to go. And they normally end up doing a terrible job.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the 3rd episode of the last season should have been the finale. Because that was really good. And it just went downhill faster than anything. Oh, God. But the Dexter ending is kind of like, but leading up to it, it's a ride you should take.
Okay, yeah, definitely will get around to watching Dexter.
Just expect a bit of a car crash ending. Just put your seatbelt on at the end.
I'm used to that with series, so I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Well, I was told the Sopranos ending was bad, and I thought it was the best ending to a TV show ever.
One of the best endings. I totally agree. It's just some people hate that though. They hate when things.
What? Because they have to use their brain.
Yeah, because they hate when things just end. They hate it. I was speaking to Vicky about this.
Yeah, it's two things.
We watch a film, and if that film ends abruptly or ends in a way that leaves more questions than answers, she hates it. And I'm like,
I love it.
That was amazing. That was amazing. You know, now
it's open-ended. It's up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the decision. If you're a nihilist, the guy lives in hell forever or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're not, then, you know, if your glass is half full kind of guy, then, you know, the guy's on the beach swimming with, you know, babes or whatever.
Do you know, a good one about a sort of ominous sudden ending, The Thing is a great, obviously, like, you know, body horror movie. That has an ending where you're kind of like, okay, I'm going to have to go through this film and work out where everyone was at what points so I can work out who is the Thing, or if the Thing... My theory is they're both human.
Really?
I think they're both human because when we rewatched it a couple of weeks ago, I was really trying my best to keep an eye on where everyone was. I think that they are both human and they have literally killed it, but they're both so suspicious of each other at the end that one of them is you know, thinks that the other one is, but I don't think any of them are. Someone might tell me different. Someone might go through the film.
I might rewatch that and yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I rewatch it. I have that on our array as well. Have you seen the 2011 sequel?
Was it a sequel or a remake?
No, it was... Okay, so I went into it thinking it was a remake.
That's what I thought.
Yes. Then, at the end, it pretty much starts with the beginning of The Thing. Turns out it's a prequel. Being such a huge Thing fan, how have I never known that before? You've just literally given me new information. It ends with the, you know, the sky shot with the snow and everything. It ends with that shot, and you're like, oh my god, it was a prequel all this time.
Oh, dude.
Because they're just arriving, and you're like, oh my god. I didn't. Yeah, I haven't seen it since. I've only seen it that one time. So
well, I need to watch it now.
Yeah, I've forgotten everything about it. I don't remember much about it at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
I forgot something I was going to mention after that. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Still got a bunch of shit.
Well, what else have you got? Come on.
Well, I'm going to go a bit more light-hearted. And have you ever seen Happy Death Day?
No, I've heard of, but never watched.
So, it's Groundhog Day, but this woman who's having a birthday, and she gets murdered. And every time this killer murders her, she wakes up first thing in the morning. It's the same day again. She tries to find out who the killer is.
No, that sounds great.
And if you find, it's brilliant. It's all the best stuff about Groundhog Day, but in a horror film. So obviously awesome. I love it. And the sequel, Happy Death Day to You, which just like completely blew my mind because it's the other character reliving the same day, and it's got loads of Back to the Future 2 references in it.
Nice.
You'll love it. You'll love these, right? And by the same director. By the same director, Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton, right? This one is a body swap movie. Vince Vaughn is a masked serial killer. You know, he's like 6 foot something.
Yeah.
He swaps bodies with this teenager.
Oh my god, amazing.
So he's in her body and she's in his body. It's brilliant.
That sounds...
Right, same director.
I've never heard of that film, ever.
Oh, I can't find it on Blu-ray to save my life. I had to buy this on DVD in HMV. They didn't even have Blu-ray there. I think I found the Blu-ray on Amazon for like 30 quid. I'm not paying 30 quid for it.
30 quid?
So the only thing I could get was this $8.99 DVD of it. I love this film.
Oh, that sounds...
Vince Vaughn is great in it because he has to act like because he's in
Yeah, he
the
has
teenage
to act
girl
like,
is
he has
in
to
his
act like
body.
a teenage
No,
girl.
he has to act like a teenage girl. He's great in it, and he's
That's
too
awesome.
tall for the toilet. And stuff. Brilliant. Yeah.
Nice. I can't believe I've never heard of that. Like both of those, like the Happy Death Day and that sound amazing.
Dude,
So
you haven't
you've just
seen
given
Happy
me
Death
more
Day.
to
Okay.
watch. So
Yeah, you need to watch Happy Death Day, and you need to watch Happy Death Day 2. They might still be on Netflix. I know they were on Netflix at some point, but
I might have to check it out. Yeah.
if you like the first one, you'll definitely like the second one. And Freaky is definitely the similar type film. I like the fact that he's gone with like, well, what if I did this type of film but as a horror, like a slasher?
Is it
So
called
he's gone-
Freaky because that's a Freaky Friday reference?
Yes, probably.
Because as soon as you showed me the cover, I was like, it's called Freaky, and the cover looks exactly like the Freaky Friday cover does.
I
It's just a
think
horror version.
it ends on Friday the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of Friday the 13th,
Is that
I've got them all on
VHS?
video, DVD, and Blu-ray. So a quick story. I'll try to do it as quick as possible. In like 97 or 98, I had to do work experience because I chose catering. I chose catering because I thought it'd be easy, and I wasn't wrong. And I never paid attention in school. I wish I had now, but you know.
Yeah.
We had to do work experience, and I chose to do it with my sister's boyfriend. Right? He was running a restaurant in
Oh, well done, dude. I've never been able to do that. People in school used to do it all the time, and I'd be like, I get to like the second word and be like, nah, I can't be bothered. It's too much.
So I'd go there, and he'd like, you can go at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So there was a rental shop like 2 or 3 doors away from the flat they were in, and I went there and I rented. At this point, I'd seen Friday the 13th, and that was the only one. And then I rented part 4, 5, and 6. I think it was. I can't remember.
Nice.
And
oh, come on,
okay,
man.
so I went back there a year later, and they were closing down. So these, I have them all on X Rental. These are the ones I rented.
That's
I have them all.
amazing.
There's
dude.
2.
Like, show me
There's
the back.
3.
Show us the back of some of these. So I just love
There's
the back. I love
4.
the back of VHSs. Oh, so
4.
good. Look at it.
4 has what's his name from Back to the Future Part 2? Back to the Future. He sued them after Part 2. Crispin Glover.
Crispin
Glover is in Part 4.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is that the that's the corkscrew scene, right?
Yeah. Ted, where's the corkscrew? Yeah. There's Part 5, which is underrated. Yeah. Everybody hates this film because it turns out it's not Jason that's the killer in the end.
Yeah.
But I think the 5th one has the best characters in it. Even the hateable characters are like, these guys are great. Like, just every character in the 5th one is
Look
amazing.
At that cover, man.
It's directed by
a good cover.
Sorry?
That cover's amazing.
I know,
dude.
isn't it?
Oh.
So they're all. This is the only damaged one, and by damaged I mean somebody ripped the sticker off.
Oh damn!
That's the only thing that's wrong with it, right? Look, there's no mold on the videotape or anything.
Wow, dude, that is.
I've kept them in like good condition. Look, they've even got the name of the place, like from that I rented them from. Amazing. So these are the original ones I rented, and I own them.
That is literally the coolest thing ever, to have the actual VHSs that you rented as a kid. That is amazing.
The 7th one, which is the psychic one.
Oh yeah, God.
You want to see the backs?
So nice. Literally, they're just beautiful.
This one, I like this more than I should. The 8th one.
That fucking film.
Jason Takes Manhattan. It's not a good film, but no, I like it more than I should. And I think it's because... do you know what the Friday the 13th films remind me of? rain on a Sunday, because that's when I put them on.
Nice.
If it was raining on a Sunday, I'd put them on.
Do you know what? I'll say one thing about that film. It looks really good. It's not a good film, but it looks really nice, that movie.
It should be a good film, but it's not.
I know.
The best part of it is when Jason Voorhees is walking through Times Square, and there's these punks listening to the stereo,
boombox.
and he kicks the stereo, and hey, you dead meat slime bag, and he takes his mask off and goes, oh, sorry. Like, I love punks in 80s films. You know the ones in the first Terminator film?
Mm.
And he goes, your clothes, give them to me. Gets his flick knife out. I just love punks in 80s films.
When have you seen Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home?
No.
There's a great punk in that movie because they travel back to the past to the 1980s. Yeah. They go back in time because they've got to get these whales. It's a really weird film. It's great though. And there's this punk on the bus, and he's got this boombox, and he's listening to his music really loud, and he's annoying Spock. So Spock just like gives him the Vulcan neck pinch, and he just passes out. It's great.
I said that more dismissive than I meant to. I meant just no, not no. Because I watched Star Trek a lot as a kid. It was always on Channel 4, the original series, Channel 4, on first thing in the morning. I'm pretty sure it was Channel 4 because I used it took me a while to figure out, but I figured out. Oh, the guys in the red shirt.
Yeah. You know? If you're a red shirt, you're gonna die, boy.
Yeah, and I have seen all of Next Generation as well, you know. But yeah, it's been a long time. Long time.
You need to watch the original movies, like the original, you know, Kirk and Spock movies. They're great. Especially Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan. I consider it to be the second or third best science fiction film of all time. Like it's it's like a submarine movie, but in space. It's fucking great. It's worth a watch, definitely.
And there's me been trying to watch my language.
It's fine. We can swear on here. It's fine.
I know. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. Now you're this far in. I don't know if you noticed in my videos, I don't like swearing in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, you can't. You can't because someone will check it.
What did you call me?
You can't. What did you say?
Yeah. God, these things are written down. I've ignored all of it.
Go on. What have you got?
So this Halloween, I haven't had much time between trying to sort the software out and work and just never being here. I'm completely neglecting this house, by the way.
It's fine.
But so I haven't had much time. Usually on Halloween, I watch a horror film a day, and if I don't, I catch up on the weekends. Like I'll watch 2 or 3 to catch up.
Nice.
So I've usually got 20 odd physical media. Then I'll watch some streaming, and obviously there's some horrors on in the cinema.
Yeah.
I just saw The Exorcist. Talk to Me. That is a brilliant Australian horror film. Just came out recently.
Awesome.
Fantastic. One of the best horrors this year. If it wasn't for Evil Dead Rise, I'd say that was the best horror film of this year.
Awesome.
Talk to Me. It's a brilliant film. It's about this hand. It's a real dead hand, but it's covered in it's got ceramic over it or whatever. And you touch it and say talk to me, and you can see the spirit next to you, and it possesses you, and the people around you have to snap you out of it within 90 seconds, or bad stuff will happen. So guess what happens?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Somebody goes over the 90 seconds, don't they? Idiots. Yeah.
That sounds great.
I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that film.
Nice. I have to put it on my list.
So because I haven't had time, I've been watching anthology series instead.
Okay.
I started watching Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. Guillermo del Toro.
I've never seen that.
It's like Guillermo del Toro does Hitchcock Presents, basically.
Oh, nice.
He's like he comes out and he's got this like huge cabinet and he says tonight's story, blah 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 blah. There's one about rats in a cemetery. I thought was really good. The second episode. The first one is about storage units, and this guy gets a store. You know, like Storage Wars.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so some guy gets a storage unit and finds out some stuff in it. I don't want to spoil anything for you included, because yeah. Put that on your list, because Cabinet of Curiosities.
I like when it's just like
good.
loads of short stories, because that's really cool.
I've only seen 3 episodes so far, and I've been going through these. I don't know if you've seen any of these. Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, dude, classic.
So I think it was about 998 when I was still in school. I was looking at the TV guide and I saw Tales from the Crypt on there. What the hell is that? Sounds horror.
Yeah.
It's only on for half an hour though. So I recorded it, and before I went to school that day, I watched it, and it blew my teenage brain.
Yeah, some of the stories are amazing, like legitimately.
It was series 2 they were playing, and it's the best season 2. Like, there's so many good episodes on it. Arnold Schwarzenegger directs an episode in season 2.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's
How did that happen? How did that come about?
It's called. I'll tell you which episode it is actually. The Switch. That episode. So it's about a guy who, this old man. You know the guy with the glasses and the wheelchair. Nightmare Before Christmas. He's got a voice like it's him. Yeah. Anyway, I forget the actor's name. By the way, do you think The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas or a Halloween film?
I think it's acceptable to watch it either or. Because technically,
the director says it's a Halloween film.
Yeah,
but it's very Christmassy.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's acceptable to watch it. You can watch it on Halloween, or you can watch it on.
You can watch it in between.
Christmas.
I think it's like a nice in between Halloween and Christmas.
I got another.
So
drink
maybe.
On the go.
What you got there?
I got this Steam Brew, which is a session IPA, which I'm about to try. So we'll try this.
I've got another one
and see what it's like.
A Neapolitan scoop.
Oh, that looks tasty. I love Neapolitan.
Yeah. So strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. Obviously, we all know what Neapolitan is. So
let's
should
try
really
this.
Clean that glass out, but whatever. Oh, this I expected this to be thicker. It's not.
It's a nice colour though.
Oh. It smells delicious. It smells like jam.
Oh, nice.
This is 6%. 6.5%.
What is this one? 4.9. Anyway. So I'm rolling.
Are we going too long, by the way?
I'm rolling below you.
It's gonna be a long episode.
This is on my channel. We can go as long as we want. There's no. I
don't want to bore people to death, though.
I'm not editing this at all. So you guys that are watching this, you're getting the full unedited version of me and Ben just chatting absolute rubbish to do with horror. So yeah, enjoy.
So, Tales from the Crypt, right? If some of you haven't seen it, they're all up on uncut for some reason, like completely uncut. There's a lot of nudity and violence and lots of language in these episodes. That's another thing that blew my mind. Like the second episode I ever saw, the first one was called Cutting Cards, about these two gamblers who are like, you're not supposed to be in this town, and they start gambling. They play Russian roulette, and one of them cheats, and then they play chop poker, and they start chopping each other's fingers off. And anyway, the second episode I ever watched was an episode called The Ventriloquist's Dummy. It's on the same season, and it's Bobcat Goldthwait from Police Academy. What the voice like this?
Of course. Oh my god.
And Don Rickles, the comedian.
Oh yeah.
So Bobcat Goldthwait's character is a kid, and he's watching this Don Rickles guy doing like a ventriloquist act, right? And he wants to do that when he grows up. So when he's older, like fast forward like 20 years later, and he goes to see this Mr. Ingalls, he calls him Mr. Don Ingalls. Don Rickles is the actor, but I'm just going off memory because I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, and anyway, it's a great episode. There's a lot of comedy in it. It's very gory, very sweary. And that was the second episode. I was like, I love this show. This is amazing. So
I can't believe that they're on YouTube. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, they are. Completely uncut. And they're in good quality, too. It's like, I know they're like 4x3 because that's what they were filmed in. You can't buy these in the UK.
What region are they?
Region 1. But I've got a Region 1 Blu-ray player. So
good.
I bought one especially because I've got the Friday the 13th Shout Factory box set.
Nice. Nice.
I also have a 10-hour Blu-ray documentary on all the Friday the 13th.
Oh my god, 10 hours?
Yeah, there's also a Nightmare on Elm Street version of the same thing. I think that's a 7-hour documentary.
I bought a Region 1 player specifically to play the extended cut of Event Horizon that I got, but I could only get a Region 1 version, so I bought a DVD player that would play it so I could watch it.
That's about as nerdy as I got. Because I Googled how to program my DVD player into a multi-region, and I could without downloading a disc. You do it through the remote. You can't do that with Blu-ray players. There's too much software involved, so you have to buy one on Amazon. I think I paid like 90 quid for it.
Yeah, do you know what? I checked Blu-ray because I was like, when we were in Amsterdam, I was like, I'm going to go in because I got CEX in Amsterdam, so I'm going to go in and buy some Blu-rays. As it turned out, they were really expensive compared to over here for some reason. I walked in, I was like, why are they so expensive in here? Like, I don't know what the euro was doing to it, but as it turns out, Europe uses all the same regions, so you could buy any European ones and they should work, but it's just American ones and other regions that you can't
I've got a few. I got Soylent Green couple of weeks ago, and I think it's a French copy.
I love that film so much.
But I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, Charlton Heston rules.
I know of it.
That film,
obviously,
dude. He rules in that film.
Yeah, you're not a horror fan without knowing about it. But Soylent Green, I've got it. It's a French DVD. You put it in, and it's like English. Like the menu is English and everything. So, other than the cover, I knew what it says. It doesn't say Soylent Green. I can't remember. It was like, that's Soylent Green, even though I haven't. I don't speak French or read it, but I know that's Soylent Green. But there's so what else? Dead Right with Demi Moore.
Oh, nice. Bit of Demi Moore action.
She marries this fat guy because she thinks he's gonna. Because she goes to like a fortune teller who tells her she's going to marry a lottery winner, and then she meets this fat guy. It's an actor in a fat suit. I can't remember who the actor is, but anyway, it's a guy in a fat suit, and he's disgusting basically. And she goes back to the fortune teller. It can't be that guy. Oh yes. So she marries him, and okay, I'm not going to do this for everything, but I'm going to spoiler alert, right? Turns out, for God's sakes, no, I'll screw it up. Just go watch it. They all have twists in them because I watched Tales from the Crypt and The Twilight Zone as a kid, which was also on Channel 4.
That was one of the things that I used to do my chores. Yeah. So my mum would let me stay up and watch X-Files and Twilight Zone.
What's your favourite X-Files episode?
Oh, dude. That's too much of a hard question for me to answer.
I'll give you mine from, I think it's season 1. I forget the name of the episode, but you might know. I don't know. The episode with where they're cutting down trees. And there's this ancient
Yeah, the tree people.
Parasite in the tree.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the episode. That episode
It's a very horror episode.
Yeah,
which is perfect for bringing up on this.
Yeah.
My other favorite one is the one Bryan Cranston. It's like Speed, where they have to drive a car in a certain direction at a certain speed.
That's a great one as well.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love X-Files. I've got them all. I've got
so many good X-Files. Oh, we went through. Oh, Jesus, we went through all of it. Me and Vicky.
I'm too excited about X-Files.
Yeah, me and Vicky went through all of it last year, and she literally loved it. She fell in love with David Duchovny as well, so that helped. But she loved the series as well. Some of the episodes I forgot. They were just so good. Like, I love that show so much. It's fucking amazing.
This is incredible. This might be the best beer I've had in a while.
This is just okay.
You can't call this a beer. Like, oh my god, this is really nice.
Too sweet. Right, I'll go through quickly some of the stuff that I've got.
Go ahead, sorry.
So, like body horror stuff. So we spoke briefly about Videodrome. I mean, that is really pretty horrific in parts, that film. Like, it's
David Cronenberg's great.
Yeah, Cronenberg is just great. And I was going to say as well, The Fly, obviously, is just a fantastic. But you know what? I watched The Fly
87 again.
I watched The Fly 2 not long ago. I hadn't seen it. I actually thought it was okay, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was surprised, though, because I was like, yeah, okay. Normally when they do sequels, they're not as good. But I quite enjoyed Fly 2. I thought it was good. Not as good as the first one.
Was that Eric Stoltz?
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about Back to the Future.
It just
in a way.
keeps revolving back to Eric Stoltz all the time. But that's. But I was going to say, a random movie. Have you seen Existence?
No, I've been meaning to watch that for ages.
It
came up in a podcast I was listening to yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. You must remember this podcast.
It's like a random. It's like half sci-fi, half body horror. But there are so many messed up moments in this film where you don't know what's going on. I'm telling you right now, you will love this film. I don't understand how they come up with the concept of this movie. It's ridiculous. It's mental, but it's definitely a really good.
I love
body
Cronenberg.
horror.
I do have to watch. It's been on my watch list for ages. God, what a mess my watch list is.
Longer and longer and longer.
Oh, it's ridiculously long.
I was going to say as well, right? Sci-fi horror stuff. Out of the Alien films, I know the second one is technically an action film, although it does have horror bits to it. What's your favourite Alien movie? If you like,
first one.
First one's classic. Yeah. I think it is lit the perfect. Apart from the first time you see the alien and it goes for a hug in the ducks. If you pause it, you can just see the guy in the suit just going.
Again, another 70s film that's kind of timeless, you know?
Yeah, that film never gets old.
If you take away all the computer technology in it.
Yeah, the computers look budget, but you can sort of forget that. I think that makes the film cooler.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's some films that came out in the 70s that are just timeless, and if you watch them on a decent like 4K, it's like you wouldn't know they're from the 70s. You wouldn't go, oh, they're from like 2006 or something like that, but you wouldn't know necessarily what time they came from. I think you definitely wouldn't guess the 70s.
Those films look so good that they're not dated by the time, because the cinematography, the sets, everything just looks so like set in reality that you can almost picture yourself there, even if like it's in a different universe where the technology's different, or you know, it doesn't have to be.
Different. I like that. I like the different universe thing. I do that for films, especially if I like. Don't particularly like that film. I'll just put that one in a different universe to the other. Instead of it ruined the original.
I mentioned briefly Event Horizon. Have you seen Event Horizon, and what did you think?
Great film. Yeah.
That film is not well known by a lot of people.
It's not, is it? No. My friends love that film. I need to rewatch that because it's been a very long time. I have I think an extended version there, like
nice.
A 2-disc version there somewhere.
I've been meaning to show it to Vicky, but I mean, literally the bits in that where you see what happened to the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like, to this day, when I watched that film at the time, I was like, that is genuinely horrifying. Like, I was terrified by when they play back the video of what happened to the crew, and it is like, on the extended version they show you more, and it's all just like weird body horror torture stuff, and it's just like, this is, I can understand why they had to cut so much out of that film to get it into the cinema, because it was just like mental.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better as well, obviously, than Sam Neill turning into a fucking crazed hell person, which is just genius.
Yeah, that is definitely on the old watch list.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Have to...
I was going to go on.
Go on.
No,
Sorry.
I was going to mention as well, just one more film, then we can go through some of your stuff. A British film that is a sci-fi horror, and I was thinking, if anyone has seen this film, Ben has, because I swear to God, no one else has seen this movie. Have you seen a British film called Life Force?
Directed by Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember much of it, but isn't it literally just a naked woman throughout the entire film?
Yeah, there is plenty of boobies in it, but the actual horror elements of the film and the film overall, I rewatched it like 2 weeks ago.
It's very stylistic.
It's incredible, dude. Like, I was like, I need to speak to Ben about this film, because I'm so glad I rewatched it, because it looks fantastic. And the horror bits in it, like when the people have the life sucked out of them, the work is just top notch. Like, it looks absolutely fantastic to this day. Like, it's definitely worth a read.
Honest,
no one's seen Life Force. You need to watch it
was,
again.
It was too long ago, and I was probably not properly watching it. So
loads of horror.
I knew of it.
Loads of like British 80s character actors, and loads of
I didn't
boobies.
know it was British.
It's worth a watch. Yeah, it's a British film.
I had no idea it was British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got Patrick Stewart's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Going back to Patrick Stewart.
It's just cycles of Patrick Stewart.
Tales from the Crypt season 7, which I only bought a couple of days ago. I didn't. I had season 1 to 6, and I looked at it and said, "This is annoying me now that I still haven't got that." And there's no, you're not going to find it in a charity shop, because nobody in the UK has it really.
No.
Well, there's probably about 50, 60 people in the entirety of the UK that probably has.
I think the thing about going to, like, because me and you do a lot of like secondhand shops, I'm always in and out of them and stuff. But occasionally you go through, and then your brain goes, I saw something there that my brain wasn't expecting, because I was just expecting rubbish. And you go through, and there's like one gem that you like. How is this in this charity shop? Like, why is this here? Who put this in this store? I love when that happens.
I found a Batman Forever Monopoly. I wish I'd have bought it. Really wish I'd have bought it. It looked amazing. And it was like 15 quid. I'm not paying that. I'm such a tight ass. I bought this chair at a charity shop.
Nice.
This chair.
Is it comfy?
Right. Yes. Season 7 was filmed in the UK. And Steve Coogan's in an episode. Bob Hoskins is in an episode. Eddie Izzard is in an episode.
What?
You name a British actor from, they were probably in the Tales.
Did you see their the trailer for Dr. Jekyll?
No?
The one with Eddie Izzard.
No.
There's
When's
a new
trailer.
Hammer Horror are doing they're doing a relaunch of all of their films, and the first one is Dr. Jekyll with Eddie Izzard as a transgender Dr. Jekyll.
I look forward to that.
It looked brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it.
Great casting too. Like...
Oh yeah, from the trailer, he looks like he is nailing it. Like,
of course,
watch the trailer after we talk, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, how did I not hear about this?"
He might be the first like androgynous that I knew of. Like somebody who dressed like a female. Like when I was, because he's been doing that since the 90s, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, long time before it became. I don't want to say fashionable, but before it was a mainstream, well-known thing, you always knew Eddie Izzard was like, wearing. So
he might be the first that I know of, other than like, was it not Lily Savage? Yeah, Lily Savage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be another one, but that was different. That was more of a character-based thing. Eddie Izzard, that was him.
Yeah, he's just living. He's just living that life.
Androgynous. Is that still a term? Was that ever? Yeah, it was a term, isn't it? Androgynous.
I mean, I
Got that
guess
right?
you still can be. You can just be.
Yeah.
I'm whatever I want to be. I could be anything, whatever. So that is kind of a big thing these days that people aren't they? They're just gender neutral. So they're nothing. They're just whatever they want to be that day, which is fair enough, I guess.
I made a list of all the films that came out this year that I saw.
Oh yeah, go on. Let's go
I
through
only
that.
did that through IMDb. I did this while I was at work.
You went
I just
on
went through
IMDb.
IMDb, all the films I rated, rating. So, Exorcist Believer, 6 out of 10. That's the one I saw recently. It's
We were
not
talking
great,
about this
but
before, weren't we?
there's aspects of it I enjoyed. Saw 10.
How was that?
The first half is great. Like the story is brilliant, right? So it's Jigsaw, John Kramer. He gets conned, right? He finds out he's got cancer, and these people like give him like false hope and a cure and all this. And so, oh, we'll do this operation on you. We got these like drugs that we can use, and yeah, it turns out to be like a con job, and they just rob him of all his money.
Wow.
So guess what he does to them?
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and
Nice.
the ending is it's kind of like the last Scream I saw, where I'm like, yeah, we've seen this ending like so many times now. It's not the Scooby Doo thing on the Scream. Come on, it's getting a bit old now. It's a Scooby Doo cartoon. The last one, I really like the last Scream, but like the ending is like, I can leave now because it's just gonna be, oh, it's that person. Oh, it's that person. I don't even care. Like, but the rest of the film still really good. Like, you can't follow it up until the end where they just do the same shit over and over again. And it's the same with the Saw thing. It's like, do 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 reveal. But yeah, the story in it is brilliant. It might be the best Saw film.
Oh, do you know what my favourite Saw film is?
Go on.
Saw 2.
Saw 2? Really?
I really like Saw 2. I like that concept.
I'm trying to remember it from the 10 Saw movies. That's actually when, 11.
That's when all the people are in the house and different rooms have different things in.
Oh yeah. Bloody hell!
I really liked,
to go through
really liked that one. And I never saw. Did you watch Spiral?
Yes, with Chris Rock.
Yeah, how was that? Because I heard that was pretty good.
I heard it was bad, but every review I heard said it was bad. I didn't hate it. I think I gave that like a 6 or 7 out.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it more
they put it on Netflix.
than most.
They put it on Netflix, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I put it on my watch list.
A Haunting in Venice. You heard of this? It's only just left the cinema, so it's basically it's set in Venice. And have you seen Knives Out?
Yes. So
it's like a horror version of Knives Out.
Oh, that sounds cool.
That's the best way to explain it. Yeah, it is. It is. I kind of got lost a little bit because I fell asleep for a couple of minutes. But when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is just Knives Out, but a horror version. Awesome. And, being in Venice, it's got, like, yeah. I thought a really good film. I think oh my God, I don't know. I only gave it a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
But I think it's because I fell asleep. I think it's probably a good 6 or 7 out of 10, to be honest. And I just need to rewatch it again, which will probably happen when I'm 50 because of my list of how many times have I said, "Oh, I need to rewatch that."
What you need,
I need to see that.
You need a giant whiteboard that needs to go on your wall, and you need to write everything on that whiteboard. So you're like, right, don't watch any more films.
I know.
Look at the whiteboard. What have I got to watch? Right, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. I think I'll allocate like 2 or 3 days a week to films I need to watch, and I'm gonna get on that, especially over Christmas. I told you the Lord of the Rings box set is up there. It's all the extended version as well, so they're all like 3 DVDs each. That's gonna take a while.
That will take a while.
Yeah, I know. Hours upon hours. Like, it might take me an entire day to. Like, I can watch one disc and then go and have food and come go cook some food and come back and watch the other disc.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's what I'll do over Christmas. I mean, I watched I think 10 seasons of The Simpsons one Christmas.
What?
Because I've always done factory work. You always get like 2 weeks off. It's too much time, you know. Even when you were with your mates almost every, I still had plenty of time to go through like 10 seasons.
It's crazy.
Oh, do you like the Treehouse of Horrors? By the way,
I've never heard of that.
The Simpsons.
Oh, Simpsons
Treehouse of
one.
Horrors
Yeah.
episode.
I thought you were talking about a movie. I was like, I never heard of that.
I'm waiting for the newest one. I have them all on a hard drive. I also have all the DVDs up to season 19.
Wow, that's a lot of seasons. I've probably
I'm
only
missing
watched,
season 18.
I've probably only watched Simpsons up to like 10, maybe.
Good time to cut out.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything since then. Like just
Yeah,
nothing.
you're good. There's some good episodes after season 10, but all the greatest ones are before season 10. So I'd say season 6 is probably peak Simpsons, like 5 and 6.
I just started watching.
It's just gag after gag. It's relentless.
We've spoke about it on the podcast. I have started watching Futurama now, so I'm on series 2 of Futurama.
Amazing,
really
amazing
enjoying.
show.
Yeah, I never
so
watched
well
it.
written.
Never watched it at the time.
It's so well written, ridiculously well written.
Yeah, it's a good show.
You never watched it. That's ridiculous.
I
Being a
caught some-
sci-fi guy.
I caught some episodes, like, you know, after school and like coming home from work and that, but I never watched it like, you know, back-to-back episodes in order. So it does feel really good to have Disney Plus now, where they've got all of Futurama on there, so I can just sit down and just watch them all.
Yeah. You're still only on season 2?
Yeah, well, dude, we're watching We're watching CSI New York. We're watching.
CSI New York.
Yeah,
You mentioned that on the podcast.
yeah.
I have season 1, 2, and 3 on DVD, but I haven't got the rest, and I haven't found the rest either since. That was like 3 or 4 years ago that I found the first 3 seasons. They're not even open. They're still
Mine was
sealed.
sealed. I found them in a charity shop, seasons 1 to 6, completely sealed.
Wow.
And I just went, boop,
I'm jealous.
I'll have those.
I'm
please.
jealous of that.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
jealous
great.
that you got to 6. I've only got 3, and I haven't seen any of them anywhere since.
They
And
hadn't
if
been
I
opened.
do, it's usually like part, disc 3.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for God's sake, where's the rest of the season?
16 to 23.
Yeah. If you go to charity shops, you always see the first like 4 seasons of a TV show, and then by the last couple of seasons, nobody's buying it. And if you go on like Amazon or eBay or something, they're usually very expensive, which is why I never had Tales from the Crypt season 7 until a week ago by coincidence, because I've been looking for years. Occasionally I'd just go, Tales from the Crypt season 7? Oh, 25 quid. Okay, no.
Yeah, too much.
I got that for 7 quid.
Amazing. What a
After
bargain.
all these years, when it should be even more expensive, I got it for 7 quid. And it's good quality. The only thing wrong is the case. They doesn't hold the discs anymore. But the discs are in fine condition. They're not scratched or anything. So
As long as they stay in the case, I think that's fine.
yeah, and what are the odds that I'm going to watch the season more than once? I just had to complete the series
Yeah.
because it was bugging me up there. I've got Tales from the Dark Side and all the Twilight Zones.
Oh,
Some of them
awesome.
on Blu-ray, but some of them on DVD. That's kind of annoying, but I'm getting over the idea that I have some things on DVD. I've got like 5 of the 10 Fast and Furious films. No, sorry, 7 of the Fast and Furious films on Blu-ray,
wow.
and the others on DVD.
Do you know what though? I have noticed I've rebought some things on Blu-ray films that I really love, and
Yeah.
I have quickly stuck on the DVD version and gone, okay, that's how that looks, and then I put on the Blu-ray and I've gone, oh my god, this is so much better.
It's
so much better.
bugging me to the point I got Terminator 2 on Blu-ray, and I got the first one on DVD. It's bugging me now how much that I don't have the first one on Blu-ray, because up until a couple of years ago, being Terminator is the horror film of the two, and
Yeah.
Terminator 2 is the action. It's funny, James Cameron directed Terminator and Terminator 2, right?
Yes.
So he directed a horror film and an action film,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he did the same with. Well, he didn't direct Alien, but he directed Aliens, right?
Aliens.
And
Yeah.
he made that an action. It's more of an action film.
That's true,
too.
actually. Yeah, I never thought of it.
Yeah.
The first one's a horror or a sci-fi
Yeah.
horror, and the second one is a
And the
action
second,
film.
so Terminator and Alien both like horror, and then more of an action-y type of. But yeah, the Terminator was always my favorite. Terminator 2 is definitely the best of the two.
Oh, it's
Up
almost
until
the
a
perfect
couple of
movie.
years ago, I was always like, it's the first one. The first one's the best one. But no, the second one's amazing.
It's a great film. The first one is an amazing movie, but it's overshadowed by how incredible the second one is. If it was just one,
yeah.
we would think
Yeah.
that Terminator was just flawless. But when you watch the second one, you just go, "Oh God, this is so good." It's so
There's not a
good.
second in it that's
Nothing.
that's bad. You know?
No wasted time
It's-
at all.
Yeah, brilliant film.
Yeah.
And the budget back then, oof,
Yeah.
I'm losing my place. Talk to Me, 9 out of 10. Evil Dead Rise, 9 out of 10. Scream 6, 7 out of 10. Have you seen Megan?
No, I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's on Amazon now for like $6.99. Probably time I buy it. Cheapskate. Yeah, I'll get to it. But do you have a tradition in October? Like stuff do you watch horror films and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
we watch horror because we don't watch them in the because like Vicky's got Pole, I've got to do the podcast, and I've got to do YouTube and all that stuff. So we don't really have much time in the week, but the weekend. So tomorrow night we'll watch two horror films, and then on Saturday we'll watch 2 horror films. So
What are
we
you
end up
watching? You know
watching
yet?
probably about 4 films a week. In October we always watch 2 horror movies on Friday, get some takeaway or pizza or whatever. And then on Saturday, we do something in the day, and then we come back and we watch another couple of films. So,
Yeah.
the best
do you know
thing
what,
about
do you know
Vicky
what they
is,
are? Have you chosen them?
tomorrow
glass
tomorrow's gonna be Event Horizon,
Oh, nice.
and the Psycho remake.
1998.
Yeah,
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, which I'm really looking forward to her watching. And then on Saturday, we're gonna watch Drag Me to Hell.
Oh my god, that is such a good film.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in ages, so I'm really excited. I got a copy on just DVD, so I'm excited to watch that.
Sam Raimi comedy all over that.
Yeah,
Love it.
and then
The car's in it as well, isn't it?
oh, I love it. I think it's such a good. I can't wait to watch it. It's been so long. Like, I know I loved it when I first watched it, and The Exorcist. So that's our 4 films for the weekend.
The Exorcist. Another
So
film.
Vicky, by the way,
watch after.
Vicky has never seen any of those movies, so it's going to be
Has she
very
not?
exciting for her to watch those films.
Have you seen Exorcist 3?
Everyone bangs on about Exorcist 3 being incredible, and I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
It's avoid the second one, right?
Oh, I've heard that's bad.
Yeah, but the third one, I have that on our review as well. Brad Dourif's in it. You know, the voice of Chucky,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and he's playing. So Father Karras is in it from the original.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember stuff that happens now, but there's this scene. There's this scene in it where the character changes in prison. They're into prison, and he changes from one person into another person, and it's Brad Dourif, and he goes, and it's just look up Brad Dourif Exorcist 3 and just watch this like 1 minute of him ranting. No, and he's screaming like Chucky. It does
Nice.
sound like Chucky, but once you get over it, like you're glued to it.
Nice.
He is he's great in it, like really good.
I've always wanted
But
to
yeah,
watch it. If I ever see a copy anywhere, I'd snap it up
Yeah.
straight away. But I've never seen any copies of it anywhere.
Also has one of the best jump scares in any horror film. Like if you're not looking at your phone, like but back in the 90s you couldn't.
yeah.
But
you
if you're not looking at your phone and actually watching the film, it's gonna get you.
oh,
Like,
I'm looking forward.
do you know the
to
first
that.
film that made me jump was
Go on.
Carrie?
Which bit?
Have you seen Carrie?
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah, you know the end where she puts the flowers on the grave and the hand comes out?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That scared the shit out of me.
yeah.
because like I was just lying. I was a kid, right? I'm like 14, 15. I'm lying. I used to lie in bed and watch films.
Nice, same.
It's amazing that I'm not 60 stone.
Eating
Because
sweets, laying in bed, watching movies.
yeah, that's all I did. I ate food and laid in bed watching films all weekend sometimes. Why am I thin? I don't understand.
Well, you've got a
And
metabolism that I don't think anyone understands, but yeah.
well, yeah, because when I am moving, I move a lot. So it's
Yeah.
probably a lot to do with it. But yeah, Carrie, when that hand comes out of the grave, holy shit! I went. I had a gasp. You know, the
Yeah.
in-breathing.
Do you know what
And
bit? Do
the
you know
fir-
what? Do you know what one bit scared me? In
What?
Nightmare on Elm Street with the hand through the door.
Really?
Yeah, and it pulls the. It looks terrible afterwards because it pulls the.
It
double
does
through.
look terrible.
But I do remember. Yeah, I do remember being like genuinely. You think it's over, but then you watch it now, you can tell because it looks all dreamy.
You can tell
it looks all
blow
like
up
beautiful
though.
and like
yeah, that's
like oh, it's all like what you expect the dream to be like. But at the time, I wasn't concentrating on that, and I was like, oh, so the movie's over. Then all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my god, Jesus!
They do the same ending in the second, don't they?
Yeah.
Like on the school bus, and she goes,
yeah, the school
Jesse,
bus.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all over. And the hand goes out of her chest.
Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
What else have I got written down here? Oh, so my Halloween tradition. So I'm going to recommend this. You'll probably never watch it. I recommend it. It's not a film.
Okay.
In 2015, on BBC Three, this Halloween thing aired. It was called Fear Itself. And it's narrated by a Scottish woman. It's like spoken word poetry. It's like soft spoken. She's just like talking about an accident she was in. And like so after the accident I was a little lost, and she starts watching horror films, and she starts talking about the effects horror films had on her. And the entire like hour and 20 or hour and 30-minute I don't know if you want to call it a documentary or spoken word film or whatever, is constructed out of clips from horror films. It's got its own score, and I watch it before I go to bed on Halloween night.
Oh, that's
since
awesome.
2015. I watched it that year, and it blew my mind. Right? I was like, what the hell is this?
What's it called?
This is incredible. It's called Fear Itself. And if you type in Fear Itself 2015, it'll probably come up on BBC iPlayer. I downloaded it because I want to watch it every year, and I never know if they'll ever take it down because of copyright issues or whatever, or they change anything. But it's just narrated really softly by this like Scottish woman, and she's talking for like, it's got a score behind it and everything. There's
great.
clips from like Frankenstein, Blowout. If you've ever seen Blowout with John Travolta,
No,
it's one of
never
his.
seen Blowout.
It's one of the films that made Quentin Tarantino cast John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
Wow. Okay.
Blowout is a great film if you haven't seen it.
No, I've never
It's about
seen it.
a sound engineer who's recording sounds, and a car tire blows out, but it's sus. The whole thing is sus, and it turns out it's a job or whatever. And he has this recording. Look it up. It's a good film.
That sounds good.
It is. It's a great film. And yeah, it's why Tarantino cast, because John Travolta was on a downturn in his career at that point.
Yeah, I knew
Especially,
that.
so this isn't a 90s film. I think it's a 70s. But even then, like, this is like John Travolta's, like, I think he did Grease, and that was, I don't know when his career started dying off. But by the 90s,
because in the 80s he was
done.
doing like some good stuff, and like Look Who's Talking, and those movies were huge. And
Look Who's Talking was kind of it was a big film, but for like for somebody of his caliber of acting,
Yeah, true.
pretty crap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a great
Bruce Willis
movie.
is in that as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great film, but it is a fun film to watch. Actually, in like retrospect, you watch it. And you think,
I
actually,
hear
you know
he's in
what?
bad way now, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he's
Not very
memory,
audible these days.
Yeah, his memory and everything has started to go. Poor guy.
That's shit, man.
He's got a great body of work though to look back on. Bruce Willis has been in a lot of fantastic films, like Fifth Element.
He's in the first.
Being one of my favorites.
He's in the first Twilight Zone of the 80s reboot.
Is he?
Yeah. So it's something to do with sad. Yeah, he's. I've got that series, the first series of the 80s one. Anyway, I'm babbling on
You're
about
not babbling.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight
What else have I
Zone
got
babble.
Oh, films I want to see: the Pet Sematary Origins, which, yeah, the one we just mentioned, the Paramount one.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Lithgow was in the remake. He plays. I don't want to go down that road.
Oh, really?
I forget his name. Yeah, he's great in it. The film though, was ruined. Do you know anything about it?
No, I haven't seen the remake at all.
I saw the trailer and they changed one aspect of the film, which I would have preferred to have not found out in the trailer.
Oh.
Because I thought, oh, that's really interesting. I didn't need to know that going into. I would have liked to have found that out while watching the film.
Dude,
I would have enjoyed the film more.
Trailers now are far too long, and they give far too much information about trying to sell the movie. That literally, some films, I sit there, I watch the trailer, and I go, I don't need to see that movie now.
Exactly.
Because I know everything that happens in that movie. Why would I pay to see it when I've just seen a condensed version of the film in 2 minutes?
You saw The Creator recently.
Yes.
Is that good?
Wowza.
You said that. I say, is that good? You said it was good.
Wowza. Yeah, I thought it was visually.
Yeah. I might go watch that this weekend.
Visually, one of the best looking films I've seen in a long time. The story's great.
Really?
The acting's fantastic. It is just like mind blowing to see that in the cinema. I loved every single second of it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I'll get to it. It's still on, so I'll probably
see it. Worth a watch, definitely.
Yeah, got a spot on my nose.
Oh no!
I've been given a mask at work because I deal with a lot of like plastic and MDF dust, and it's like a £300 mask. It's got a battery pack on the back of it, so it blows air into. But it's kind of yeah. I think it's why I've got a spot there. It's because I've been wearing the mask.
It's because it's been rubbing and rested, and then probably stuff
under
it.
Or just the fact that like I'm in my own sweat all day.
Yeah, it's rubbing it into your pores. That's not what you need. Not what you need.
The Netflix. This is the last thing I have here. The Netflix series, Fall of the House of Usher, which is all Edgar Allan Poe stories.
Oh wow!
I'm not sure how it works yet. If it's a anthology series or if it's a series that continues. But I have all the Vincent Price movie box set here.
Oh, amazing,
The Raven,
dude.
Fall of the House of Usher, Tales of Terror, The Haunted Palace, Tombs of Leger. So the only one that's not there is Mask of the Red Death, which is probably the best one. But I have seen it, and that's good.
Nice.
Vincent Price was.
I got her actually. I got on
very
DVD,
charismatic guy.
I got on DVD not long ago. A really good Hammer horror set, which had a lot of good, great films in it as well. And they weren't like Blu-ray quality, but they had restored them to a decent sort of DVD quality. And a lot of those were really good. I hadn't seen any of them before. All the proper old original Hammer horror stuff.
One of the gnarliest stunts I've ever seen was in the Frankenstein version of a Hammer film. A guy falls from the top of the stairs just onto a hardwood floor. Ouch! It looked painful. back in the day, man, the stunts some of these guys did. I think it's Once Upon a Time. One of the old Mexican, not Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I'm getting mixed up now. one of the really old Western films, right? Once Upon a Time in something, whatever it was. It came out in the 60s. This guy gets shot on the top of a roof, right? And he just falls straight through. Oh my god, that fall looked fucking.
Dude, there were very little regulations in those days. So as long as they thought that they would be safe. Oh god, yeah. Some of the way people land, you're like, oh Jesus Christ!
It's like watching AEW now. You're like, oh my god, Darby Allin, you idiot!
Towering, yeah. He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, that guy's not going to have a spine. He wants to climb Mount Everest this year, right? Good luck to him. I'm surprised his spine is even still intact.
It probably isn't. If you got it under an X-ray, they'd probably just be bits.
It's like saying that, like him and Spike Dudley. I'd like to see a match between him and prime Spike Dudley. Right, 1998. Spike Dudley that was getting thrown into the fifth row by Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, I love it.
or the one that was getting powerbombed through a table and his head just hit the table and smashed the table
ECW
by La Resistance.
Watching ECW now and watching like a Mike Awesome ECW match is like literally watching someone just be pummeled into oblivion for like, they go overboard in ECW when you watch it now. You're like, why? There was no reason for you to put that extra force into that powerbomb because the guy literally is dead now. Like, he's got concussion syndrome. He's never going to be the same again after that powerbomb, like, ever. It's horrible.
Is it ECW One Night Stand 2000? Mike Awesome versus Tommaso.
Oh, Tommaso
Tanaka or whatever his name was.
Yeah, it is Tanaka.
Yeah, I was going to say Tommaso Ciampa then.
Yeah, that's what I had in my head as well.
The NXT guy. But yeah,
when he power bombs him out of the ring.
Oh my god, that match blew my mind and still does because those chair shots are disgusting.
Oh, I know.
AEW did one 2 weeks ago. Don Callis hit Kenny Omega over the head with the chair. And the way Kenny Omega sold it, like, I was like, oh, God, they did a chair shot to the head. And back in, like, 99, you go, yeah! You know, now you're going, oh, ow!
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, now the chair's doctored. Back then, it definitely wasn't.
Oh, God, no. All you've got to do is watch King of the Ring. Is it King of the Ring 90? No, King of the Ring 99, Mankind versus The Rock. Those chair shots are...
Oh, that was Royal Rumble. That was disgusting.
Oh, was it Royal Rumble? They are horrifying.
When he's handcuffed.
Yeah. It's literally just... And I'm surprised Mick Foley is so fine now. Like, he's pretty competent. He's
on Hot Wings today.
Yeah, I saw that. They come up on YouTube today. I'm definitely going to watch that.
I watched it just before we came on here.
Is it good? He's such an interesting guy.
Yeah, but because I've read his books, like he just all the stories he tells are in the books. But it was still, you know. And the presenter, I didn't know that guy liked wrestling as much as he does. Like he says some stuff. I know he does his research on that, but he clearly likes wrestling. The stuff he pronounced Currican Hall properly. I can't even. I think I just messed that up now. You know. I put this in the background. It's a VHS covers book.
Whoa.
Like, I didn't know, like, you said you wanted to see the back. You can't see the back on this, but because you wanted to see that, I thought I might as well just... Because I just had it in the background just as a thing.
Nice.
Like, so you're not... You know, stuff like Stop Being Nosy, which is in my front window. So it's usually facing that way. It did say something else before, but I've changed it to less profanity. It just says Stop Being Nosy now.
Where did you get this book from?
Sorry?
Where did you get this book
I
from?
bought this on Amazon. It's incredible.
Wow.
There's so many films you've never even heard of. You know? It's like, some of them you're like, ooh, that'd be fun. Oh, there's a sci-fi section. I love this section.
Oh, hells yeah. I love sci-fi.
So if you ever come over, you can have a proper look through.
Hells yeah.
But, yeah.
I'll be taking it home.
Really,
it won't be there
really
when I
good.
leave.
Sorry?
I won't be there when I leave.
Yeah.
You're gonna go. I'm gonna leave your house, and you're gonna go. I feel like there's a lot of DVDs missing.
I think I paid like 20, 30 quid for it. Please don't steal it.
Please don't take my things.
Have you ever seen The Frighteners?
Yes.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
That just came to mind because that was meant to be a Tales from the Crypt film.
Was it?
So yeah, they did Bordello of Blood, which has Corey Feldman in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's about vampires, prostitute vampires. It's a good film. And then they did Demon Knights, which has Billy Zane in it.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Just before he did Titanic as well. That's really good too. And then the third film was supposed to be The Frighteners, but they released it as a standalone film because you know the guy, the Robert Zemeckis and all that. They're involved in Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I knew that.
And the guy from Lethal Weapon. That's why in Lethal Weapon 1 they're watching Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I didn't like The Frighteners that much.
You did not.
Mm-mm.
It's very Tales from the Crypt style as well. Like it's got that style all over it.
I watched it again. No, I watched it again literally probably 5 or 6 years ago. I might give it another rewatch, but I remember watching it and thinking
I liked it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like this or not. I remember thinking, it's alright, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I've got some way more obscure stuff I could talk about. I'm not going to go too much into that kind of stuff today. Maybe another time.
Well, we're going to have to do another part because we are going to have to end soon because this is going to be a very long video. It doesn't matter though. Like this has been.
How long is it?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't see.
Are we in Joe Rogan territory yet? Like
no. We're nowhere near that. Don't worry about it. But honestly, it's just great just talking to you about movies because I know that
we haven't spoke since Bloodstock.
Yeah, really. Me and you could just literally sit down and have some drinks, and me and you would be talking well into the night just about films.
Yeah, we were going too far before we
got
on here. Yeah. And then I'm trying to keep it horror, and I don't even. I got this marker, and I was supposed to mark things off that I've actually spoke about. So I didn't spend too long on this. I didn't spend like hours on it, but I do have 2 pages of like little things I wanted to mention, and I don't even know what I've gone over. Oh, Monster Squad! You haven't seen that yet?
No,
haven't
seen Monster Squad.
For anyone watching who hasn't heard of it, it came out in 1987. Again, a great year for horror. Just type in 1987 films, or the best years in the 80s. Right? Type in 1982 films and 1987 films. And just look at what came out those 2 years.
Well, off the top of my head, when you just said 1982, I've just thought Blade Runner and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, 2 films that I consider to be 2 of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. Poltergeist, what a film!
Poltergeist is, yeah. Who do you think directed that?
What do you mean?
So it came out the same year as E.T. Steven Spielberg was contracted to do E.T., right? Yeah. He's a producer on Poltergeist.
It does, yeah.
Toby Hooper is the director of Poltergeist, but he's not. If you watch that film, it's got Steven Spielberg written all over it.
Definitely,
right?
I agree.
The whole like the town, the little village they're living in, and everything. It's all Steven Spielberg. That stylish opening is one of the best openings in horror film, I think, ever. The American national anthem, the dog going up the stairs,
of course.
The little girl coming down the stairs.
It's
and
very
talking to the TV.
I think you're right.
Amazing opening.
It's got Spielberg-esque things in it where you're thinking, who was behind the camera for this bit?
Yeah, I know who it was. Yeah, and it was Toby Hooper was doing too much coke back then to direct this kind of film.
That's probably what it was. He was just he was in the green room on coke, and Steven Spielberg was like, "We need to shoot the scene. I'm going to shoot the scene."
But his first film was a horror, right? Duel.
Yeah, Duel. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg. Have
Yeah.
you seen Duel?
No, I've heard.
Basically
I watched it.
Yeah, it's basically The Hitchhiker, but before The Hitchhiker.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen The Hitchhiker?
Yeah, Hitchhiker's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Really good. But I've never seen Duel. I didn't know. I've heard of it, but I didn't know what it actually was, or I've never got around to actually watching it.
Here you go. I will go negative for a second. Hitchhiker 2, shit.
Really, I've never seen
What a
it.
shit film.
Only seen
No,
the first
don't
one.
bother. Do not bother.
No?
Terrible. No, awful. How many? I think I've gone through all that page. Yeah, so Monster Squad, for anyone who doesn't know, Monster Squad is basically the Goonies, but a horror version, and is based on all the Universal monsters coming to life and all these like sweary kids. It's a good film. Give it a watch.
How I haven't seen it is beyond me though, because I've just heard about it for so long, and people do like bang on about it being so cool, but I've just never. I don't know how I haven't got around to watching that. Some films just pass you by, and you're like, "How have I never seen this film?"
Is that a the Jane one?
Oh, sorry, this is
not Mary Jane.
Hazy Jane.
Hazy Jane, that's it. Yeah, that one's alright actually.
Oh, it's lovely. This is a really good one.
Just finished my the Neapolitan one. That's the only
Right.
two I got out of the fridge.
How much stuff have you got to bring up? Because we are going to have to end soon. Otherwise, YouTube, the
I've done
algorithm's
everything.
not going to like
It's
it.
all on
Okay,
the
well,
floor there now. I've got to clean it up.
we'll end it there. But I mean, literally, me and Ben will probably end up doing this again about another subject or horror or just movies in general. Because, like I said before, me and Ben could do a live thing, and I'm sure if it was like a Saturday night and we didn't have anything to do, me and Ben would be on until 4 a.m. talking to each other about films, just because that's what we could do. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would be pretty standard.
Well, I told you you could put this on your channel, but maybe next time do one for mine, and we'll go vice versa or something. Okay. If that's something you want to do, we don't have to do this. You know, like I'm not even saying like we should do it once a month. Whenever you feel like it.
We'll see. We'll see if I think people will enjoy literally just me and you talking to each other. So we'll see what people think. But I'm sure people will enjoy. I enjoy it, so we'll do it no matter what. But anyway, But yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to Ben Chizvidz, the man himself, for coming on, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on, man. Honestly, this has been amazing. Just sitting here, and as you can see, this guy's knowledge is incredible. And when someone has more knowledge about something than I do, I'm like, oh my god, that person must be a nerd. So yeah, Ben is even more of a nerd than I am when it comes to movies.
Did I do well? I don't even know.
You've done very well. You're very good.
What is the time?
What is the time?
Oh, we have been going almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it's only. No, we haven't been going that whole time.
We are almost.
We haven't been going that whole time.
Sorry, we were talking for so long before.
Yeah, we've only been going for an hour and a bit, so it's fine. But anyway, I'll do what we do on the podcast. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Highly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go and like Ben's channel, please. Chizvidz. I'll link it in the description. So go and give his channel a like. He's taking a little bit of a break at the moment, but he will be back at some point. And obviously, he's got tons of awesome vlogs that I never miss, and I think that everyone should watch. So please go and check his channel out. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. So it's a goodbye from Ben.
Stole your ending.
And a goodbye from me. I'll see you dudes in the next video.